What is up guys, it is Ross and welcome back to another Mario Kart Wii Limitless vehicle showcase and developer commentary. Today we will be going over the BitBike. The way that I would sum up BitBike, if I could sum up BitBike in a single phrase, it would be lightweight vehicle taken to its logical extreme. The BitBike has fantastic maneuverability. You can see that I made that turn with absolutely zero effort, but its weight stat obviously leaves a lot to be desired, as I beautifully showcased by a rubber banding piranha prowler, almost getting sent flying off the track for simply existing. Needless to say, these situations will crop up a lot with the BitBike. It's pretty slow too. Of all the non-turbo focused vehicles in the mod, turbo-focused bikes, rather, the BitBike is the slowest by a considerable margin. And what that means is it can't really hold a lead on tracks that favour bikes at all, really. Like, on tracks with a lot of ramps or boost panels, this thing is just going to be bleeding KMH, which, obviously, in a racing game, that's not ideal. However, BitBike being such a slow and such a light vehicle does pave the way for other advantages. If you look closely, you can see that I am able to hold hard directions in a wheelie without losing any speed. Like you can see, I'm just zigzagging left to right, and I'm just persistently at 91/93 kmh. 91 because it's sherbet land, so it's just a sherbet land moment. Slippery off-road, my beloved. Its drift is obviously off the charts. Of all outside drift vehicles in the game, none of them come close to the level of drift that BitBike has. Like, look at this. I'm just doing donuts on the track. The drift stat allows me to do that. Its handling is also exceptional. It has the highest handling stat of all bikes in the game. It means that BitBike, this little thing here, extremely hard to pin down in a dogfight. If you want to maximize your odds against item play, BitBike is the vehicle for you, zero question about it. It can swerve around on a dime, and it does not get punished for doing so. So you can just be a little ninja, or if you've got like triple shells around you, you can be a terrorist and just ram into people. It's like, you know, you have that option. It's extremely fun. Do look out for heavyweights though, because they can very quickly reverse the odds, so do keep that in mind. And naturally, it has really good acceleration. Ignore the front red. The acceleration on this thing is absolutely phenomenal too. It has, I think, the second highest acceleration rate in the game after the classic dragster. So that further adds to BitBike's status as a mobile menace. It's got all the drift you could possibly want. It's got extremely good handling. Its acceleration is fantastic, which means it can recover from blows insanely well. It's got a teeny-weeny hurt box, and even though its speed is terrible, its mini turbo is pretty damn good. It lasts over a second, I think. Even though BitBike is the slowest bike in the game by a considerable margin, it has the highest mini turbos by a considerable margin too. I should clarify that slowest bike and longest mini turbo obviously excludes the likes of Quacker and Shooting Star, because they spec into mini turbos and thus they have much more min-max stat spreads than most other bikes. And it also has the quick charge quirk, which allows it to charge said mini turbos faster. So not only can this thing get a lot of reward for squeezing mini turbos out, but there isn't even that much risk. Like, look at this. Look how quickly I get these mini turbos out. I can get them out quicker than the previous one even ends. Like, that's ludicrous. It doesn't really gain from snaking, just because, you know, obviously, the 1.2 times speed bonus of getting a drift, of being in a mini turbo, doesn't really matter when you're losing so much time going side to side. Like, obviously you just want to be going in a straight line. The fact that it can not be vulnerable to wheelie bumps means that it can be a good option, kinda similar to Phantom in that respect. Only it's not a heavyweight, so I suppose Bitbike has a little more to worry about in that sense. Bitbike being so slow and placing so much emphasis on mini turbo also means that the tracks that you would want to pick on Bitbike wouldn't necessarily be the same as you would pick for like a regular bike. You might want to team up with karters on track select is, I suppose, the sentiment that I'm trying to get at here. Wow, 2 fibs in a row. Like, this thing is a demon on turns, not so much on straights. Like, it's a lightweight, so it gets a lot of airtime, and obviously on boost panels, that is, they overwrite this thing's strong mini turbos, so it will find itself on equal footing with other vehicles in terms of boosts, and that is bad, because that cancels out its mini turbo advantage, but it doesn't cancel out its speed weakness, which is something that you do have to keep in mind. This is a vanilla track, so I suppose the CPUs will be a wee bit more competent. Let's just drive backwards and enter the vortex. Yeah, that works. That works. So yeah, this thing very much has the mobility to stay out of harm's way. And when people are surrounding you with shells, or like trying to shroom you off the track, obviously that can be a very potent getaway tool. Let's just bully the Piranha Pro. Oh, green shell! Let me just swerve out of the way. I couldn't swerve in the way of that, but you know, it's obviously when you're airborne you can only do so much to prevent shenanigans. Oh, hello there. Damn it! I was going to use my banana, but then the shickety shark happened. That's tragedy. Take this. Oh, you're just gonna go around. That's fine. Gonna do that just in case you have a red so that I can crack on the pillar! And yeah, you know, just side red me. Just side red the Bitbike. The least side readable vehicle in the game. And Baby Mario still has it. You know what? Screw you. I failed. Ah, Daisy. Go away. Go away. Okay, great. Desert Fort is a terrible track for Bitbike. But that is fine, because I can showcase this thing's mid-pack attributes once more. And hopefully I won't get hit by bullshit side reds this time. Let's see. You know, we just gotta land on top of the Pokey for good measure, you know? Gonna swerve around Rosalina because she has triple greens. Gonna keep out of way of heavyweight so that I don't get touched violently. Gonna snipe someone. Got Daisy, gonna drift around her so that she doesn't wheelie bump me. And I failed the cut because Bitbike is quite slippery. Even though Bitbike has all the mobility in the world, its traction isn't that great. You do have to sort of keep in mind that Bitbike slides an inordinate amount compared to other ODBs, so that is something you're going to have to keep in mind when trying to weaponize this thing's mobility. And it appears that I'm just the suckiest when it comes to doing shortcuts. Bitbike can also weaponize its generalist status by being able to chain mini-turbos in off-road. Bitbike can only drift in off-road if it's under the influence of a mini-turbo, which, you know, conveniently enough, it has quick charge, so, you know, being able to charge those mini-turbos is a lot easier than you would think. Really? Did that red shell really end up in front of me? God damn it. These reds, man, they're mental. When you're the victim of red shells, they're the smartest things known to man, but when you're using the red shells, suddenly they're the worst. I'm gonna hold on to this star, because it's Desert Fort, right? What are we doing? Like, I'm just watching the CPUs terrorize each other. Oh! See, the shock happens there. If I didn't fumble and stumble, I would have been Daddy's little safe boy, but I suppose I'm Daddy's little endangered boy, I guess. This turn is normally quite a nasty one to land from, but, you know, Bitbike's drift stat means it's on the case. Like, you can just survive. You can survive 99.5% of the time, and the 0.5% of the time where you can survive, it's because the fucking Pokey's in your way. Oh my god, I still failed that, really? You know what, that's proof that Bitbike's speed can knuckle it in the bud when it comes to taking shortcuts as well. Because some shortcuts that you need speed to make can be deceptively rough on Bitbike, a vehicle that moves slower than my grandmother's pet tortoise. You know? That's a metaphor you'll all get. And so that about wraps up another Mario Kart Wii Limitless Vehicle Showcase and developer commentary. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to check out the previous parts if you haven't already, and the next parts once they come out. And until then, this is Ross, signing out. Goodbye.